today I want to focus on the how-to 180. I learned them around 4 months ago to where I could do them consistently. But I think how-to videos should be made pretty close after the trick was learned, because for me everything's fresh in my head and I can relay it to you and remember exactly what I made, the mistakes I made, and I think it'll make for a better how-to video. So the 180 is really 2 steps. It's the actual 180, which is the turning bunny hop in the air, also the fakie, which is rolling out of the 180. I think flat ground is where you should learn it. To learn the 2 steps, the 180 and the fakie, since this is pretty basic, you might not know how to do the actual 180 on the flat ground, and you might know how to fakie. So for these, the 2 steps, my advice is learn on a bank. Banks allow you, with the 180, to learn how to pivot without consequence, how to turn in the air, and also the banks also allow you to learn how to fakie. Because the actual hop 180 isn't exactly the hard part. The hard part is negotiating the fakie after the 180. So the first part, the 180 on the bank, you're gonna want to roll up to the bank with, or you could use a quarter too, but a bank just is safer and it's more comfortable for most people. You roll up to the bank at a decent speed and just try to hop, and you can start out with 90 degrees at first, which is half, and that's a pretty safe thing, and then slowly try to go up the bank more and more straight until you're going straight up the bank and hopping and landing 180 and going straight down the bank. And it's a lot easier on a bank than it is on flat ground. The bank just really kind of is showing you what it feels like. So then when you try it on flat ground, you're going to want to try it in the same way, but more of a hop, obviously, because the bank kind of allows you to do it with more ease. I would say do an actual bunny hop when you 180 instead of doing, like, say, a muscle hop. It doesn't look as pretty. Try doing it really slow on flat ground, because you probably don't want to do it with speed yet. Do it really slow. You don't even have to worry about the fakie or the run out or anything. You just do it slow to get the motion. Next, before you start trying the 180 faster, you're gonna want to learn how to fakie. If you don't know how to fakie already, I would say use the bank again. You can also use a quarter, really anything that you can roll back on. Just roll up and allow gravity to take you back down. And obviously, if you're on a coaster, then that's a different story. You should be running a cassette. Anyway, you'll feel the pedals go back. And so a lot of people, when they start rolling backwards, they start pedaling backwards, which is good. And then when you've got to a point where you're on the flat ground from the bank, because you don't want to start turning too early. Once you've gotten to a flat part on the ground, you're going to want to pedal backwards to where your pedals are where they usually are, like right foot forward or left foot forward, on the flat. And then using pedal pressure, you're going to want to pivot around. And also, if you turn a little bit before you pivot, that'll send you a lot easier. Well, which way do you fakie? Well, if you 180, which is probably spinning towards your back foot, then you're going to want to learn how to fakie so that it's more comfortable. Alright, so now that you've learned how to fakie down a small bank and you've gotten the 180 on flat ground, it's time to put things together. First, you want to practice doing the 180 a little bit faster. One thing I see a lot of people do is they 180, but they're going so slow there's no momentum to bring them around. You'll see videos of guys doing big drops and big gaps and not even landing 180. They'll land like 160 degrees, but they'll still roll out because they're going so fast. Gravity's going to take them backwards and spin them around, which is what you want to do. Start out going a little bit faster and a little bit faster, and you might feel the bike starting to turn, but you'll lose momentum and probably put a foot out. But that's fine. You'll get to a speed, just do whatever's comfortable for you, but try to go a little bit faster and a little bit faster. I mean, you don't want to go too fast, but enough speed where the rear end will bring you around. Just kind of keep practicing and it should come easier for you. Another thing is if you're under rotating just a little bit, and if you over rotate, it'll probably snap you around a little bit too quickly. So you want to not go not go, you know, too over rotated, but you don't want to go under rotated because then it'll just slow you down. Carving into the 180 also helps a lot. Using carving techniques will help you with hop threes on jumps, 180s, really any spinning trick.